everyone, and welcome back to Seduce Me. Last time, because of Diana, Damien managed to become a human. Now, what will happen this time? Well, supposedly that was the end of Damien's route, but we're jumping right into his epilogue. I just love how it says hashtag cinnamon roll in the corner there. Well, anyway, let's get started. I can never understand why, but whenever I found myself staring up into the sky at night, I always found myself lost in the moon's glow. The whites and silver light just seemed to capture my attention, no matter how many stars peeked out of the darkness of space. It was impossible to tell how the moon was able to have this magic spell over me, but it was a spell I didn't think much on. After all, I had someone in my life to fill my thoughts with. Damien became my everything, my sun, my stars. He was so precious to me, and I couldn't dare to think of letting him go. I wanted to cherish him for the rest of my life, and my heart solidified that promise in my chest. He was the first person I would see in the morning, and the last person I would see at night before going to sleep. My heart gave a little thump in my chest as I opened my eyes and stared at the man lying beside me, his hair tangled and messed about from sleep and his cheeks pink in peaceful slumber. Aww. How on earth did I get so lucky? Still, I was happy to know that I had finally found someone who made me feel absolutely happy, and I could only hope that I made him feel the same way.
What is it?
Oh. I love you. A simple smile and chuckle never made me feel so light.
And I love you. I love you so much.
Aww. I cuddled close to Damien. It was mid-afternoon, almost night, and Damien wasn't up for writing his children's book, so we settled on watching a movie in bed before dinner. However, Damien held me closer than he usually did. I didn't complain. It was just something I noticed and didn't really care to acknowledge it as significant at the time. However, what he said surprised me.
Let's go to the city.
To the city? Huh? I stared at Damien incredulously. Why did he want to go Chicago? Why did he want to go to Chicago, especially midway through the afternoon? Doesn't it kind of look like it's nighttime out there, though? Still, despite my confusion, Damien smiled down at me with a hopeful gaze.
Can we? The city is much prettier at night.
I couldn't say no to him. Damien carried an innocence in his eyes that always convinced me to say yes to his small requests. Besides, it had been a while since we had gone to the city. Some windy city air was due for taking in. The city lights were always lovely to behold. Sure, let me get dressed and we'll head out. It took us a bit to get dressed and drive into the city. Damien had got James to teach him how to drive when we got together, and now Damien was able to get us anywhere we needed without much difficulty. Good on you, James. Good on you. While Lakeshore Drive was still a terrible expressway, we were able to get to the loop by dinner. We parked in a lot and began to walk around the city, taking in the sights of the magnificent mile and stopping in some new shops for a peek. It was exciting to see some of the Anderson toys being displayed in the windows of the toy shops. Damien and I couldn't have been more proud of the company and Damien's others working behind it. Damien, look! I had to stop and point at a window display. Posed in a beautiful dance pose were two dolls, a boy and a girl, in front of an image of a beautiful spring sky. There was even a toy tree and fence to decorate the foreground. I was very certain it was designed for tourists, yet it seemed so out of the blue. Damien stared in awe, but slowly a smile grew on his face from the sight. He placed a hand on the window and peered closer at the pair of dolls, eyes full of wonder.
That is brilliant.
Oh my gosh. Yeah! I looked at him beneath the window and stared at the plaque, obviously meant for describing the window display. A boy and a girl meet and the story begins under a spring sky. Oh, that's so sweet. Damien nods and looks around.
Are there any more like this window?
I wonder. Let's see. I took my time to gaze over the windows of the buildings, hoping to find another like it. I knew of shops doing this for the holidays, but this one seemed to be too convenient to have just one display. I grinned as I locked my sight on another window, going around the corner towards Navy Pier. There! I gently grabbed Damien's hand and led him to another window. I smiled, seeing the same pair of dolls embracing by a toy fountain. The image of the sky was darker, like the passing of time turned the sky a soft orange.
Oh, wow! What is this one?
The plaque says, "A dream to behold, endless like water." It was insanely symbolic, especially with the fountain with them. I felt my heart squeeze in glee, remembering how I met Damien and how he confessed his love to me in the spring hidden in the mansion. Dreams were endless like water, and I had indeed found mine with Damien. We continued down the block, catching windows with the same doll couple in different situations. They watched fireworks, went to the beach, and did other activities together. It was so cute and romantic that we wound up arriving at Navy Pier before we knew it. However, for some reason, the pier was empty and devoid of people. Huh? Is Navy Pier closed today? Damien took out his phone and checked the website, shaking his head.
No, it says it's still open.
Suspicious. Huh. I was flabbergasted. Navy Pier was a giant tourist attraction, and yet no one was there? At my expression, Damien gave my hand a squeeze and guided me forward with him.
Well, since there are no crowds, why don't we take advantage and explore by ourselves?
Okay. Huh? Do you want to? Damien nodded, waiting for me to willingly come along for the ride. I grinned at the idea. We didn't have to wait in line for anything, nor did we have to maneuver our way through a busy tourist crowd of people. Sounds pretty ideal to me. This was perfect. Damien and I began to walk through the pier, stepping into some of the shops. To my surprise, there were people working, and they were very excited to see us come up to our shops, giving us personal attention for whatever we needed. It was strange. We also managed to catch more displays of the doll duo in smaller cases. They walked through a park, played with a white cat. Were they new mascots for a brand that was spreading? I had to note their connection with Anderson Toys. I managed to catch a couple of the displays with accessories from their doll collection, like the clothes and the decorations. Did James or Matthew know about them? Did Damien? Hey, Damien?
What is it?
Did James or Matthew ever talk to you about these dolls? They're from Anderson Toys. Damien smiled and nodded.
Yeah, I know about them.
Oh, really? Well then, who are they? A chuckle escaped Damien's lips before he guided me forward towards the area where the Ferris wheel was.
I'll tell you about it when we get on the Ferris wheel.
Oh dear. I grinned. While it was typical to ride the Ferris wheel when you went to Navy Pier, something about being the only passenger seemed really exciting. Would the operators bring us to the top and let us enjoy the night sky? I hope so. When we arrived at the gate, the operators of the wheel smiled at us and escorted us into one of the pods. It was comfy and warm, despite being cool outside. When they shut the doors, Damien and I smiled at each other, anxiously waiting for the pod to move. Finally, the wheel began to turn, and we were slowly taken upwards. I couldn't help but be elated for the night sky we would see at the top. This is great! We're the only ones here, and no one can bother us. Damien smiled before bringing out his cell phone and tapping through it quickly.
There's just one more thing that can make this perfect.
One more thing? What's that? I half expected him to take a selfie of us. However, he handed me the phone, ushering me to look at the screen. I took it with a confused expression and looked down to see what he was presenting me. I gasped. The doll duo was in front of the Ferris wheel, with the boy on one knee holding up a ring to the girl under a beautiful night sky. It suddenly hit me why the dolls were everywhere. I slowly looked up at Damien, just as the Ferris wheel brought us to the top, and saw him on his knee presenting a ring to me. Aww. Oh my god!
You and I have been through so much. You've given me absolutely everything and made my story one worth telling the world. Over and over again.
Aw, Damien.
I want to make you as happy as you have made me. You deserve the world, and a million stories can't even begin to describe how wonderful you are. I humbly ask, will you marry me?
Okay! Who can say no to that kind of proposal? I mean, seriously! My heart began to swell in joy, and tears slowly began to flow down my cheeks. Memories of us together began to flood my thoughts, reminding me of how much we had gone through. I loved this man. I would do anything for him as he would do for me, and the love in his eyes only confirmed my feelings. This was meant to be. Yes! Oh my god, yes! I leaned forward and hugged Damien tightly, feeling him quickly slip the ring between us onto my ring finger and kiss my cheek. I was so happy I didn't know what else to say. I was going to marry the love of my life. As we pulled away, Damien leaned back and looked at the moon in the night sky. It glimmered in the night, decorated with stars around its glow.
Tonight was a perfect night to see the city lights. Wouldn't you say so?
I would certainly say so! I giggled, moving to sit beside him and cuddled up to him while viewing the night sky as well. I couldn't agree more. I love you.
I love you too.
Aww. The night was indeed perfection. I got to see our story in the windows of Chicago, painted beautifully like a fairy tale anyone would want to experience. I felt flattered to know that the city knew our story indirectly, but my entire being began to fill with warmth at how proud Damien was to have me as his. I couldn't wait to spend the rest of my life with Damien. Our story would end with a happily ever after. And indeed it will. I'm sure of it. Well, anyway, that was Seduce Me City Lights, aka Damien's episode. Oh my god, that was so sweet! I mean, Damien's cinnamon roll, as it is, as the hashtag can clearly indicate, but holy crap, that was really sweet! So, anyway, which of the incubi will we go for next? Well, only one way to find out, and that would be to watch the next episode. So, thank you all for watching. Be sure to leave a like, and see ya in the next one. Yep, see ya!